What happens when two different German companies make two different cars, give them the same last name, competition, and almost the same amount of displacement, same amount of cylinders, and turbocharge them? Well, actually something quite different from each other. That's right, we're talking about the BMW M4 Competition versus the Audi RS5 Competition. And this is paper performance. Let's get into it. So let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this, starting off with the horsepower. Audi comes out swinging with 444 horsepower, but it misses BMW at 503 horsepower. This one clearly goes to BMW, beauty pageant winner when it comes to this lineup, as does the torque, but it's a little bit closer with this one. BMW is sporting 479 foot-pounds of torque compared to Audi's 443 foot-pounds of torque. One thing I do like that Audi has is the close ratio, basically a 1-to-1 when it comes to horsepower and torque. I always like that. I think that's pretty cool. Next, the weight. I thought it was going to be a landslide for the BMW, but it is not. BMW is quite heavy at 3,904 pounds, but Audi does break the scale at 4,000 pounds. So it is heavier, but not by much. Next, we have the Redline. I honestly couldn't find much when it came to Audi's Redline, so I'm assuming that it's just around 7,000 because it makes peak horsepower at 6,700, and of course you're not going to go much further beyond that because there's just no need for it. So I'm going to say it's 7,000 RPM. BMW is recorded at 7,200, so this one goes to BMW as well. Next off is the most important ones. We always want to know this. That is the 0 to 60 as well as the quarter mile. Both are taken by BMW. 2.8 seconds 0 to 60 and a quarter mile of only 11 seconds. That is so close to just breaking that 10. That is really cool because we think of the 10-second breakers. That is like the Porsche 911 Turbo S, which is a fantastic car. And speaking of that, the Turbo S is an all-wheel drive car. The Audi is an all-wheel drive car that we're talking about today. And the BMW is a BMW X-Drive. So again, all-wheel drive really gets you off the line very quickly. Audi's no slouch. It's at 3.4 seconds, which isn't too bad. And it's more leaning toward the luxury car than anything else at 11.9 seconds for the quarter mile. And you can really see the luxury part when it comes to the price for the Audi. The price for the Audi is $94,000 compared to BMW's $80,000. This is a starting price for both of the competition. So that's the competition trim starting price. You could go a little bit lower. There is no boost in power when it comes to the Audi. So if you're like, hey, I don't want the competition, you would get a better deal for the Audi than you would for the BMW for the same amount of horsepower. That's not the same with the BMW. The BMW does get a boost from the competition or just from the base M to the competition. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But obviously landslide when it comes to the BMW. Apparently Audi's not competing with BMW. They're competing with themselves, which everybody should do to go ahead and get better. That's all I have for today. I would take the BMW, even though it's not the prettiest. I still like the looks of it. It's not too bad. It's something that I would live with to have that, but I think they could have done a little bit better with the design. But that's just me and everybody else on the internet. See you guys next time.